Yeah, you made it lock in. Court lights flicker, I'm feeling that tip-off fever. NBA dreams spin tight like a crossover sleeper. Fourth and inches in the cold, crowd breathing like smoke. NFL grit in my voice when the pressure get woke. Engine scream through the night, that F1 razor. Lines cut clean, turn sharp like a hometown savior. NASCAR drift in my blood when the pace gets wild. I talk speed like a veteran, move calm like a smile. Legends born out of sweat, out of heartbreaks echo. I break plays down smooth, call the game like a maestro. Every lane that we touch, every story we show, this is where the truth runs. The Not Bland Show. Fast, race, whole crowd froze. Big drives, deep shots, watch the moment explode. Every angle hit heavy with a champion's glow. Step into the kingdom, the Not Bland Show.
Lock in.
You made it, ladies and gentlemen, and let's lock in to the Not Bland Show. I'm your host, Dujane Bland, and I'm really excited about tonight's show. Got two of some of the greatest people in drag racing on the show today to announce and talk about their new sponsor as they are on the road to Indy. And man, what a weekend. You had a pretty decent SummerSlam. We've got football training camp going on. You had an incredible night under fire. We're really starting to crescendo in all of the sports. You know, we're going to have our first game on Thursday, the Hall of Fame game. NFL kicks off with that for the preseason. We're hitting and on the road to Indy. Got Brainerd coming up in 2 weeks. I mean, just racing everywhere. Southeast Gassers was in, at the Rock. With Rockingham. I mean, just all this great stuff going on between racing and other sports, WNBA, like really good stuff going on right now. And I'm excited. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to get this show started. I want to thank everybody who supports us. VTR and Sports, powered by ESPN. Thank you so much for housing our work. If you were looking for our site, it is now back up. We had some issues. But we are good to go now. So if you're looking for our work and you saw the site was down, yes, we had some issues. We managed to work those out. I also want to thank DragRaceReference.com, Everything Nitro, and of course, Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. You got a couple weeks to sit on it. I believe there is another bracket. I think we had the funny car bracket. I think there's another bracket like that coming up, but I have to look. We'll have to look at it a little later. But we got some time to rest and think things over and kind of get our heads clear and get ready for Brainerd. How about that? If you have not gotten involved yet, like I said, I say this all the time. I don't know what you're doing in your life, but that's okay. We'll figure it all out and we'll get you all together. This commercial, when we pay these bills, will show you exactly how you can be a part of it. And if you want to be a part of our league, it's Not Bland, all lowercase.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
Without further ado, we have two of the funnest people in drag racing, the Never Quit crew, Lex and Gerdas Joon. How are you guys doing?
We're good. How are you?
Oh, man, I am fantastic. I've been looking forward to this all day. You guys have a cool announcement. I did some investigating on this sponsor that you have, and you have a cool announcement of who your sponsor is for the Indy race.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, we are very happy to announce that the sunglass brand Relevant will be our sponsor for the U.S. Nationals here in Indy for 2026 and also in 2027.
Man, that is absolutely amazing. And guys, this sunglass company does a lot of things from any type of sport. If you're a fisherman, if you're hunting, if you like to golf, if you night driving, they got it all. But most importantly, they've got the Lex Joon signed Renegade glasses that you can buy. And the QR code is off to my right, likely off to your right as well on the TV screen. And at the bottom, we will be running this all throughout this show. And we'll do that for the entire month through Indy. We'll put this code up for you guys. We'll have the code at the bottom where you can save 20% off. So I don't know what you're waiting for, but you can go ahead and start ordering them right now. But that is really cool, guys. Signed pair of Lex Joon Renegades. How do you feel about that, Lex?
Yeah, I think it's pretty amazing. I've never seen it before. They told me about it, and I said, yeah, well, okay, let's see what it is. And they sent me a pair of the glasses, and it's amazing. It's so cool to see your own glasses signed off. It's I've never seen it before. And besides that, the glasses themselves are really cool. They're really I like them driving. I like them walking around. I like them walking the dog. They make everything a lot sharper. You don't have any issues with the sun anymore. But to have I was thinking about it a longer time, like, back in the days, you had the Oakleys and all those things coming into drag racing. So I was always thinking, well, who can we approach to be in drag racing? And here we are, we got Relevant on board now, and they make some cool stuff. And it's not only glasses. Right now, they're making me some specific visors for my helmet.
Yeah.
So I can see better during the day, so you can see. Your reaction times probably will be better because you can see the tree better. But also
no more red lights.
Hey, that's something I probably will hear the rest of my life, but that's not a problem. And driving in the dark, it will be better as well. So they make special sun visors for me, for my helmet, and if that's working out, they will be available for the races out there. But those guys are really awesome. They came to us. They were basically working with the IHRA, and well, we know that's a problem right now. And then they asked us if we would be able to represent them the rest of this year and next year. So I'm over the moon. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I did some research on them, and it's really cool how they take these different colors and to make these lenses. And there's a lot out there that do this, but none like these where it doesn't affect you and how you can see your cell phone, or you don't have to have a different set of glasses for whatever it is that you're doing when you're. Especially, I looked at fishing, guys out there fishing. You can't see your phone very well, but you sure enough can see through the water and see that clearly. But they do an excellent job of how they marry all that together to become and make it a clear vision for everything that you're doing, where you do not have to worry about switching glasses. You can wear them anywhere.
Yeah, and you can also get prescription glasses, which I think is really cool.
That is
really nice.
Yep. That is cool.
Yeah. I was very unlucky in my 20s when I had 2 concussions really fast after each other. Of course, I didn't go see a doctor because, well, you got a concussion and there's nothing they can do about it. Well, you got a headache.
Yep.
But back in the days, I had times during the day that I would wear sunglasses, but it's only to make the light darker. Now with these sunglasses, it's almost like it's resting your eyes. It is so much softer on your eyes. You don't have to stare that hard. And I love that the sides are closed, so no light will come in there as well. Yes. So I am over the moon with the sunglasses and very proud to wear them. And couldn't do a better job.
This is something I looked at and investigated when you sent me the link, because I'm kind of like that too. I don't do well with bright sunny days. I need to have shades. that squinting and trying to keep out the light, it gives me a headache. So I wear sunglasses. You like to wear sunglasses when I'm out, especially when I'm out in the field for my day job. So yeah, these here are very much well worth it. I mean, if you're gonna spend money on a pair of glasses, I think these are definitely it. I mean, there's a lot of expensive glasses out there, Oakley, etc. But I think Relevant makes a hell of a set of sunglasses that I think are second to none. Out there in the sunglass world.
Well, and that's not only that they are good, but they're really cool.
Yeah, they are really cool looking, and
they are so cool.
Those Lex Joon glasses are absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
and it looks like they married all the colors of the Never Quit logo.
Yeah.
Well, I think they tried to copy us.
Hey, they did a good job. They did a good job.
That's perfect. Yeah, and
Shout
you
out
were
to-
just talking about the night the vision glasses.
Yeah. Those are cool.
Yeah,
And they
they're
look like
really
you
cool,
can-
and they're
They
pink.
look like you can see through them too, but they look pink.
Yes,
They
they
take
are.
the
They are
glare.
pinkish.
Yeah.
But that is so much better for in the dark.
Yeah.
That is interesting. I would have
Yeah.
never thought that.
And you get 20% discount.
Yep. If you guys go ahead, you hit this QR code here up in the top right-hand corner, and right at the bottom there, you can use that promo code Lex Autograph 20 to get 20% off your purchase. So
And,
I
and
would
the
do
other
that.
sunglasses, they are 15% off.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. If you sign on to their website, you get 50% on any sunglasses you like, except for the ones that need prescription. But
that is a good deal. And shout out to Quick Draw, Sega car there, and my people, man. Thanks for tuning in. And they said they're watching from West Virginia. Love watching Lex run the national trail last summer. That was a good one. That was a good
You
one.
mean the run where his parachutes didn't work?
That's enough to pucker you up a little bit when your parachutes don't come out.
Oh, no kidding. 321 miles an hour. We were celebrating because it was a new personal best mile an hour. And he had no parachutes.
Yeah, that was fun to watch though, with you guys getting that personal best and talking about the IHRA. Tell us a little bit about how that and having that ability to go out there and get more laps in and also earn money to further the program, how much that has helped you guys in being able to come out here. Maryland, prime example. You guys, new car, still learning, the idiosyncrasies of it, and you go out there and you lay down one hell of a number out there at Maryland International Raceway.
Yeah, well, it's the cool thing with the IHRA was there was not a lot of pressure, in the sense of it's basically more old school racing. You got 2 qualifiers, and then you got an 8-car field. And we, back in Europe, we always run 8-car fields, and we sometimes had to run 13, 14 cars for an 8-car field, and we always qualified. So somehow it's something that's in our blood, it's in our genes. We know how to deal with it. And I know some people didn't like the 8 mile, but for us, it was cool to set up a new car, because to learn a car, it starts with the 60 foot, then the 330, and then the 8, and then you run it to the finish line. But between the 60, 330, and the 8, that's where everything is happening. So with the IHRA and the layback conditions, you got a lot of time to get things going without having to hurt a lot of parts, because we are an independent teams. We cannot spend a lot of money. The big teams, when they have a new car, they go out testing, and beginning of the season, 25, 30 runs, and then they take it to the first race. And that's something we cannot do. So we need to test during racing. And the IHRA gave us the opportunity. And the cool thing there is you only need to do 2 qualifiers, which saves you money. And at the end of the day, they had a good payout. So all by all, that helped us a lot. And then You go to Maryland to your first NHRA race, which we still did not really run a 1,000 foot, but then you are more confident. Like we know a little bit how this is going to work, so let's make the next steps. And the qualifying runs did not go all too well, but it's still building. It's
Right.
We are not there to turn around the world and get everything upside down. We really need to take it step by step. So come race day, we said, okay, well, let's see what we can do. Put a tune-up in there we think will stick, and let's see if we can run it to the 1,000. And then we just run our lane, and what happens in the other lane, then it's up to them. As they say, we need to keep them honest, and that's what we did. And yeah, what did we run at 386 or so?
Yeah.
It's the car left the line really well, and it did everything it needed to do. It had to go faster, but again, you only can run after you know how to walk. And I don't want to blow stuff up.
Right.
We don't want to blow stuff up, not only because it's a lot of money, but we also have something like we are proud when we can bring a car back to the pits after a run and you cannot really see it made a run. I think that's so cool. I think that's one of the best feelings. Not only that you probably have to do maintenance and not really repairs, but also your crew is likes it because they don't look at a lot of broken parts and oil everywhere. It's good for the whole environment. So all those things are coming together. So IHRA was really good for us. It's really sad to see what happened. We have to deal with it. It is what it is. And the only thing we can do is move on because we never quit.
Yeah, most definitely. And I'll ask you from a driver standpoint, what are some of the things that you noticed with this new car versus the old car?
Well, I made the joke, but at the end of the day, the old car was built in 1999, and it was built when we still ran quite a mile. When the horsepower that we made was around 7,000 horsepower. The tires we run were really different because not a lot of people really understand it because they are not part of the process. But think about it, back in the days, in the early 2000s, when you made a burnout, you had a lot of smoke. Right now, when you make a burnout, you don't see a lot of smoke anymore. That's because we run really a different type of tire. So that car was built for a complete different racing. So now you got the latest and greatest equipment you go into, and that's like, I compared it like it's going from a semi truck into a race car. It's the car reacts a lot faster. It's a lighter car, so you can feel it during the run. It's new. It's pretty amazing to drive, and not only that, the sit in it's really different because this body is a lot higher. I just barely can see the front wheels, which the other car I could see everything and more.
Interesting.
So all those things are really you need to learn how to deal with it. But luckily I'm a quick learner. But it's completely different.
Now, Gerda, for you, from the tuning side of things, what are some of the things that are different from the old car to the new car that you're, still trying to, find that happy spot for this new car?
Well, we put basically over the winter we had both chassis side by side in a shop, and Lex literally took everything from the old car, put it in a new car. My racepack computer is still from the old car. It still says Joe Gibbs Racing on there.
Wow.
That car was built for Corey McLennan when he ran for David Baca.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, but the car responds so different compared to the old car because it's 40 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that your tune-up is right. And even though my engine, everything is the same, the only thing the same between the old car and the new car is the wheelbase. And this car just totally responds differently. That's why now we had a couple of runs that around the 330, he starts smoking the tires. And we're like, wait, what? We shouldn't even make that much power. But all of a sudden, the engine makes way more power because the car is easier to move from A to B.
Yeah. It
So
takes
you
a little
always
bit
keep
more.
adjusting and adjusting and adjusting. I always tell people you learn what not to do.
Yeah. Okay. Now, when you tune for eighth mile to 1,000 foot, what is the difference, and what is the difference between tuning for that eighth mile and then for that extra footage for the 1,000?
So there's not a lot of difference. The only thing you try to do with the 8 mile is make sure that you try to get your 60 foot a little bit faster and your 330 a little bit faster.
Yeah.
We tune it basically almost the same as 1,000 foot, but it also depends on track conditions because NHRA track conditions are different than IHRA track conditions.
Yeah.
So even if you would try to make the 60 foot faster, but you don't have the conditions like they have in an NHRA, then it's going to smoke the tires at the hit and you're nowhere.
Right.
So you always have to take it little step by step. Right now, we are around 87, 86, 60 foot times. Sure, I would love to go into the 840s. And we have some ideas how to do that maybe here at the US Nationals, but it all depends on weather and track conditions.
Yeah. Oh, Dave says, do you have to tweak this to spreadsheet, or does it pretty much, is it a whole new spreadsheet for this car?
Yes, I started all over again. I could basically almost, what was it? 10 years of notes that I had from the old car, I could just throw it in a trash and start over again.
Wow. that had to be tough.
I didn't throw it all away.
Yeah.
But the other hand is the experience you have with certain circumstances. You always have those. So that is something that you don't throw in the trash. Like mechanical issues, you can always use that. But numbers-wise, yeah, it's different.
Yeah, that's really interesting to hear from your perspective on tuning that race car, and with the new body, new chassis, and all, how it responds differently.
Well, keep in mind, this was a Duckalita race car. I don't know if you remember, but a couple of years ago in Maple Grove, when he still ran the canopy car, he blew a rear tire. They took the spare car out, and that was a non-canopy car. And that event, he won the race, and later on, he won the championship.
Yes.
But this car is that canopy car without a canopy on it.
Interesting.
So they back halved and front halved it. And because we have a spare body with it, because it's carbon fiber body, and the old car still had magnesium body on it. So it's so much lighter, but we do have a spare body with it. And you can see, because Kalita was associated with Toyota, and Slugger Levy from Toyota was all about testing and aerodynamics. So they still have some green paint here and there where they put it on in test days to see where the aerodynamics is.
The flow.
The flow. Yeah, what they use in Formula One as well. We have that stuff now on the car, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? It's so cool.
Yeah, there are some tricks in that car that is, Kalita was really good for us. They gave us everything, and there are some trick stuff there that it's body parts, but also the way the chassis is built. It's completely different than, like Gerda said, it's a 300-inch wheelbase, but that's it. The chassis, the way it's constructed and built, is completely different than the car we had. And that's one of the reasons it'll take a little bit to find the tuner, because the car is reacting completely different on clutch and power settings. So, but
and then taking the mud flaps off, or the deletes, whatever you want to call it, and put the deletes on there. That's different too. So you gotta adjust one little baby step at a time. Because if you make like 6 different changes and it works, then okay. But which one was the best? So we always make one change, see what it does. Does it work? No. Okay. Put it back together. Try another change. That way, you know when you make a change which way to go.
I like that, because that you're
right
right
is
about
easy.
that. Yeah. That is true. But I like that because if you make too many changes at once, it worked, but then you're like, okay, well, which one was it? And I like that philosophy of taking a step at a time. And then when you see the change, what you want to see, you're like, okay, this is what we need to do. And then you can kind of build off of that, but you got to have a baseline first.
Right. Well, and we could see it last year with the old car in Milan. That weekend was so warm, so hot. My track temperature at the semifinals was 140 degrees. And we keep turning flows down to give the clutch more room to run instead of smoking the tires because it had too much clutch. Well, by the final round where the track was still 130 degrees, one of my flows was completely closed. But the car ran A to B, and it made it all the way down the track. And it was the only car that ran 390 something, and without smoking the tires, because we kept smoking the tires all day long.
That's crazy how that change works.
Well,
right.
And that's the problem. You make a lot of power, and people think, well, it's big changes that you need to make, but. The clutch, it's about grams, 2-3 grams can make a difference between a good run or smoking the tires or not making a good run and not be qualified. So, and that's what we are doing. We taking baby steps because the only thing you want to achieve here, we want to achieve is at the end of the day, when the car starts running, we want to know why it's running good and not that it's running by accident that you cannot repeat.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It really is about making sure that you have not just getting information, but the best information. That way you can continue to move forward and build off of it to continue to improve. When we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to you guys about your preparation coming up, rolling into Indy, what you guys are looking to do and what you guys are doing to prepare for Indy. And we'll do that right after this word. Talking Funny Cars with Buddy Hall should be back in Indy. I will be scoundering around and trying to figure out who the first guest will be for the show. And I will make sure I pass that along. And make sure you guys, the QR code is on the right for the Lex Joon Renegade relevant glasses. And at the bottom of the ticker, you can use that QR code and save 20% on the Lex Joon Renegade glasses. And they are signed. The lens is signed. Really cool stuff there. You on the road to Indy, and so rolling into Indy, and we got a few weeks. What are some of the things you guys are doing to prepare for one of the biggest races of the year, if not the biggest?
The biggest.
Yeah, it is the biggest race in the year. It's the most iconic, but it's also the biggest drag race in the world. And not a lot of people understand that, but it's since we are able to run a car again when we came here, we always be part of the US Nationals because it's not only because it's close by, but it's so cool. When we were living in Europe, it was always about the US Nationals, and it was always like, wow, and to be able to drive through the gate and be part of that race it's so awesome. The problem is there are always a lot of cars. It's always a fast field. So until now, we never were able to qualify. We are really set to see if we can qualify this year. Not only because we got a basically good car now, but also because I just, it's time. And I think there are 16 cars entered right now, but I know there will be more. CISO is not on there yet, and I expect a couple more. Depending weather conditions, if everything goes the way it is, then I expect you need to run somewhere in the 370s to be qualified, to be able to qualify. So what we are doing right now is really go through everything we have. And I'm working basically every day, 7 days a week in the shop to prepare everything and take everything apart, check everything, and put it back together and know for sure it's the best it's ever been. So we worked through our superchargers. We had some issues there. That was one of the reasons the car didn't really want to run yet. So we upgraded them. At this moment, I go through all cylinder heads, make sure they are perfectly ready to go. Everything is what it should be. Working through the spare motors, get everything
Top notch.
as good as possible, because at the end of the day, being successful on the track starts in the shop. It's all the work before you go to the track. Now, the big teams have whatever 5-6 guys working on everything that need to be done, like the clutch, the heads, the motors, chassis, everything that's there. I'm basically do it on my own, together with Gerda when she is off for work, which luckily I know what to do. I'm used to do it, and that's why we also taking the time to get everything right. Because some people ask us why are you not going to Brainerd, which it's really tempting to go, but that will shorten the amount of time we have to get all the parts ready for Indy. So that's one of the reasons we decided not to go to Brainerd, or if there is a sponsor that shows up and says, okay, here's a lot of money, I want you to go, and it's different. But otherwise, we really want to do good at the US Nationals, see if we can qualify. And we always say when you're in it, you can win it. And especially US Nationals, if you are able to make it into the field, then anything can happen. So, it's a lot of work. But you know what? I do it with a smile on my face, because I know we have a really good chance this year to make it. So and represent our sponsors, and especially Relevant, because they made it possible for us to do the US Nationals.
Yeah, and Relevant being a sponsor like that has to be a huge sigh of relief, and really kind of helps you guys focus on the more important things, and that's making sure you guys make the show. So
Yes.
I know that has to be huge for you guys. Gerda, in preparing for this whole thing, I know you have to have a lot of confidence because you have seen the successes of this car and your tune-up as you guys have been picking away at it. You have to feel really good going into Indy with the car and where it's at the moment.
Yes, and that also, all the prep work that Lex does now, because I have a regular 40-hour-a-week job at O'Reilly Auto Parts, where I sell car parts. And notes that he gives me will help me to make a good call for the tune-up for the US Nationals. And like he said, every preparation starts in the shop. And I always used to think, well, every round we lose, we get one round closer to the one we're going to win. Well, at a certain point last year, we started winning rounds. And I'm like, okay, well, every race you lose, you're going to get one race closer to the one you're going to win. Well, we did that last year. So far, we have not been able to qualify for the US Nationals. But every time we do not qualify for the US Nationals, we are one US Nationals closer to the one we are going to qualify for. And we're certainly going to give it 100%. What I do like about it, would I love to have 16 cars there? Sure, because that will guarantee that you're in the show. On the other hand, we saw it a couple of years ago where there were 19 cars for the US Nationals, and I think Docalita wasn't qualified. So the bumping will be insane. That's going to be an amazing event on Sunday with all the bumping going on. I think Funny Cars is already over 20 entries. You got to have enough cars. And everybody needs to step it up. And sometimes weird stuff happens because they will smoke the tires and not make it. So it's going to be exciting. You always start the weekend and you think, oh my gosh, it's a Thursday when we show up there. He'll park it on Wednesday, but we show up there on Thursday, start working on it. And on Sunday, you're like, oh, we're still qualifying. The racing is on Monday. And then Monday night, you're thinking, really, that was it? Felt like we were just here yesterday for the first time.
Yeah, it goes by so fast.
It's a roller coaster you step in. But it
And
is
how?
with all the history of that event and the track and the people you meet. I still believe it is a can you pinch me moment when we walk through the pits over there.
Yeah. How about your team and those who help you out? Are they pretty much consistent on those who help you out with their turning everything around? Are those consistent guys that usually come out to help?
Yeah, we see most of the guys almost every weekend after the regular jobs on Saturdays. They will show
Yeah.
up at the shop and we start preparing already for everything. Everything is now based on US Nationals.
That is
And they show up either Friday or Saturday, or last weekend they were there on a Sunday, and we'll start cleaning stuff because that's also important. I like to have my stuff nice and clean.
of
And
course.
yep, it's getting clutch packs ready, everything ready. Yeah, we got the same guys mostly as we had last year.
That's really good. I know when I talked to TJ Zizzo, that importance of being able to be prepared. Like you said, Lex, it starts in the shop, and you see a person like TJ comes out in a couple races, and they come out and they act like they've been racing for the entire season, and
Right.
it really does
Yeah, they
start
can
in
qualify
the
number
shop.
one.
Yeah, yeah, they really can, and they've proven that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think this is y'all's year to make the show, man. Like, I think the IHRA stuff that's coupled in with the national events that you guys have already done, I think that is giving you guys an ability to kind of get ahead on your new car and really start to hone it in on where and what you need to do to massage it to make it go down and put up the number that you're looking for. So I really think this year is going to be the year that you put it in there and it's going to be there on Monday to give some people hell on Monday. We know throughout this season it's been wild because everything doesn't play out the way it looks in qualifying. These last couple of races are a prime example of that. Of just the guys who were good on during qualifying were not so great during race day, and that's why the points are kind of where they are right now. So it is a era of anybody's race, but I also think that's just the level of competition from 1 to 16 that have really risen to the occasion. There are no gimmies for the big teams at all. You know what I mean? There are no gimmies at all. If you come out there and think you have a gimme, you will be parking your car in the top of the trailer and watching the rest of the race after the first round.
Yes.
And that's how it should be.
Well, and
Yes,
I
sir.
love it when people underestimate us, because I sure love to prove people wrong.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know why anybody would underestimate.
And I got nothing to lose.
Those are the worst teams. Those are the worst teams to face. The ones that don't have anything to lose. Yeah.
See what happened in Maryland. I bet you AGA did not expect we would be in the same frame on the finish line as they were, because it's those things are what's making it exciting, and the fans love it. It's
Yes.
They always are rooting for the underdog, so that's why the fan base we have. It's amazing. We cannot do without our sponsors, because that's our backbone. But it's the sponsors are interested to work with us because of our fan base, and the cool thing for us is we don't only have fans here in the US. We also have a lot of fans in Europe and Australia. But the bottom line is, like Gerda said, when I'm in the car and it's race day, like we had to run dog in the first round. I'm just ready and see what happens. Just hit it. Try to be as good as possible on the lights, because one of the problems you have, because you don't run every weekend, it's a little bit harder to cut a good light.
Yeah.
The more races you do every week, every weekend, the easier it becomes. But other than that, just go after it and don't pull a red light, because then you throw everything away. Yeah, I know. And just go after it and see what happens, and run your own lane and do as good as possible. And I got a feeling, well, at least that's something you should have anyway, But I think we will be good in the US Nationals, and I'm looking forward to make some 3-7 passes to see if we can break that window and go in there, because I know the car wants to do it.
Right.
We know it's ready. We know we have a car that can do it, so that's also something that's helping. And other than that, yeah, be the underdog. It's perfect. It's fine.
Are you a practice tree guy?
I got one, but I never use it now. I believe it's a mindset. Cutting good lights. It's you need to have a good car, because the car can be if the car is a problem, it's a little bit harder to cut a good light. But if you know you got the car, then it's just a mindset. You need to be ready, and I always take the example is when I was running racing alcohol funny car. One time, I had to race a guy that I knew I would beat, because I really was. My car ran a lot better than his, and when I left the starting line, I thought, and I looked at the tree, and it was still green, but because I was so relaxed, I almost rattled it. So that was the lesson, right? The more relaxed you can be, the more relaxed your muscles are, the better reaction time you will have. So you cannot be nervous. You need to go in there like, yeah, I'm going to kill the tree, but at the same time, know how to do it. And it's just an experience, and it's learning. And sure, a practice tree is cool, but Gerda, can you tell you a story? We had a practice tree when we bought the Baka's car.
Yep. Yeah, we were in Baka, his lounge, and he had a practice tree. And Baka went, oh yeah, sure, play with it. So Lex started using it. And at that same time, they fired up the car in the pits to warm it up. And all of a sudden, his reaction time became way better, because there was noise in the background of a race car.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah.
See, I think of a practice tree like going to the driving range for golf. To me, you think that you're doing something, and then when you go and actually are playing around the golf, it doesn't translate. Like it's not the same at all. So I'm the kind of person that I know it works for some, and that's great, but I'm not a practice tree guy. I just think it's just like going to the driving ring, just kind of.
Well, he had it a couple of times already, where his reaction times are in the 20s. What else do I want?
Right? Yeah.
I did not deep stage. I just went. It's like you need to understand how your body is reacting to, because it's like it takes a certain time when you see what's happening, and then you need to translate it to your foot.
Right.
And when you start understanding how that is working, because if you are cramped, it just takes longer. That's a fact. That's what I found. So then you need to take the other approach. Yeah. So, and those things are working. And like you just said, you can try a practice tree, but it's never going to relate to what actually is going to happen in the car.
Yeah,
it might be just a mindset for somebody where they think, hey, I had good reaction time, so it's good that they the way they step into the car in the staging lanes, that they're like, okay, yeah, I got this.
Yeah. Now, I was the kind of person that with any sport, I wasn't a great guy. I wasn't a great practicer. I played well in the game, but I did not practice well. If coach looked at me and thought that that's how I was going to play during the game, he'd be highly disappointed, because I really was not a guy, especially in basketball. I didn't do really well. Didn't have great shoot arounds or great free throw shooting during practice. But in the game, I always could turn it on and be there. Just practicer, never really a good guy to practice.
Well, and I think there's a difference between, say, Matty Gordon, who started this year, who has to adjust to so many different other things. Yes. Or when you have this guy who's been in a top fuel car for 20 years.
Yeah. Big difference.
That's also a big difference.
Yeah. Big difference, for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
An adrenaline thing, I think.
Yeah.
So, any other things that we need to get out there? We got your sponsor. You guys are using this QR code here to make sure you get those glasses. The code's at the bottom. is there anything else that we need to get off for you guys before we let you go?
Do you have more questions?
No,
Well,
Other
that's
than
the other thing that I wanted to say, because you were talking about it earlier. If you think about everything that we have now done with the IHRAs, make it only this year. I cannot imagine going into the U.S. Nationals with only a Maryland event.
Yeah.
I would have missed out all the other runs, because like he said, he was talking about going to Brainerd. I'm like, well, instead of doing Brainerd, how about we do more qualifying at the U.S. Nationals to make sure that we get into the show? But at least now we know what the car can do. So I'm glad we made all the runs we made this year.
And that's a good point, because another thing, and you can hear some crew chiefs now and then drop a line about it. Like some parts are really hard to get. Like if you talk about clutch discs,
Yeah.
We are really fortunate to work with Bonavante, and they help us really well. But I know there are a lot of teams struggling now. I got my
Custom floaters.
Custom floaters. They help us. It's like without them, I could not do it. But we got all the packs ready, and the discs at the end of the day, we run a 6 disc, right?
Yeah.
Each disc has its own personality, and we got 6 of them. And then you need to have how many runs? You got 4 race rounds. You need to have those 4. You're probably not going to do 5 qualifiers, but say 3 or 4. So you need to have at least 8 packs. So 8 times 6 clutch discs. Plus you need some others in case something happens. And then you need 5 floaters. So,
or if I want to make a change.
Yeah. So you need to have all those parts. So, it's like at this moment, it's not only about like, let's go out and race, but it's also about if you got some good parts that work for you, you want to keep them. It's the same like a lot of big teams do, that they put a lot of discs aside and they don't use them for the countdown.
Yeah.
That's why you probably see Kalidas struggling so now and then, because I bet you the clutch discs they know and like, they got them ready to go for the countdown. They are just trying some other stuff now. So for us, being a small team, it's really important to have those things ready to go. And it's strategy. It's like, how are we going to do this? There's so much to it to run a team like we are doing. It's sometimes it's a struggle, but at the end of the day, it's also a lot of fun, because it's really rewarding. At the end of the day, you see you made it happen, and there are teams and people complaining about stuff, and you know what, we did it.
And that has to be gratifying to see all your work come to fruition, all the hard work you put in. I will ask you this, Gerda. I've talked to a lot of people about that hero session, that night session. Some people choose to pass on that, and they won't run that session. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, for me, I think that's a prime time that if you're able to, I know it's not great for data, but it sure enough gives you an opportunity to maybe run a decent number to put yourself solidly in the field as well.
Yes, but in the Indy case, the hero session is going to be Q1.
Yes, right.
Because that's going to be Friday night. And Saturday and Sunday, Q3, 4, 5 are all during the day.
Yeah.
So Q1 is going to be the hero session. If you look at the other NHRA events where Q1 is during the day on Friday and Q2 is the hero session, I don't have to run Q2 hero session because I know I don't have a hero session setup in my car. I cannot run 368, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Yeah.
But I love to do it, but I know that is cubic dollars what we're talking about. The hero session is fun for all the big show teams because the crew chiefs / owners want the number on the board and they want the bragging rights. That's all the hero session is all about. Because you can have sometimes on Sunday, weather conditions is never going to be close again to what it was on Friday night.
Yeah.
So I believe it is more important to have a consistent car that goes A to B instead of pulling up one big number. Okay, you run 362, great. But Sunday morning, round one, when it's 80 degrees outside, forget about it.
Right.
You're going to
Yeah.
smoke the tires and you're going to go home. Well, I'd rather win a race than have a hero session on Friday night.
Yeah, I can understand that. And I know other people talked about that, and also the fact that it's like, okay, I'm not going to really learn anything, and all I'm doing is going out here and wearing on more parts. So why should I go out here and on a session I'm really not going to learn anything from, one, and probably won't have those conditions at all on race day, and then I've just worn out more parts. I can just save those parts, and I'll see you on Saturday in Q3.
Well, keep in mind, a lot of the big NHRA teams, so the Tony Stewarts, Kalita, Antron Brown, all the big funded teams, they don't race for the qualifying money. They are not interested in the qualifying money. They have their sponsorship dollars and they got that all set.
Right.
Would they like to win every race? Sure. We run for the qualifying money. So every round we go to is extra dollars for us.
Right.
And I think that's a different mindset as well. Because to be honest, if you come to the U.S. Nationals, and you are going to, sir, and you walk by every other pits and you would ask him, would you be able to run a car like Lex and Gerda are doing it? I bet you 9 out of 10 will say no.
Interesting. Why is that?
Because we don't have the cubic dollars.
We don't have the parts.
We don't have the sponsorships. We don't have the big $3, $4, $5 million a day. There are teams out there that spend $200,000 per car per event. Yeah. I don't even spend that in a year.
Right. Yeah.
I can run 10 years with that amount of money.
Yeah. And run well for 10 years.
Well, I tried.
Yeah.
Our mindset is completely different than and that's what I really like about the IHRA. I told people IHRA is blue collar, NHRA is corporate.
That's a good comparison. I like that.
That's how I saw it. And don't compare the two, because it's not a comparison. They both have their charm, they both have their flaws, but it was great for us to have another event where we could run a top fuel car, because NHRA is the only one. There's no divisional races for us like in alcohol or all the pro modified races that are out there. NHRA right now is the only sandbox we can play in, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that there was another sandbox.
Yeah, I did too. And I'm hopeful.
And I think NHRA benefits from it well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I think you don't see the numbers you guys put up with a new car. You don't see Jasmine doing what she's doing, I think, right now.
Right.
Without it. You see, we haven't seen Gary Pritchard back out at a NHRA event, but when they were out there, they were running well as well because of that. And me and Lee Craft and many others have had the conversation of, it was really nice to have a place where other people can pull out their nitro cars and go run. But most importantly, those qualifying dollars, those dollars that you were able to accumulate, go back and help you guys build your program and be able to come out and be that much more competitive, because you're able to do and have the extra funds to do the things you need to do so that you can reach the goals that you want to get to. So I'm really hoping that this comes back.
Even if the payouts would have been the same as what NHRA is paying, then you still have another sandbox you can play in.
Yep. And I like the fact that you guys could contend for a championship as well. So, like I said, I really have
planning on beating Gary Pritchard his ass. Him and I had a bet going on. He already cost me $1.
Oh, well, he's gonna have to show up to a race here that you guys are at, and then you can get your $1 back.
Yes.
And otherwise, we will go to a race they are at.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time to come on the show, and congratulations
Thank
on
you.
Relevant and having this sponsorship going into Indy. I know that is a huge weight and sigh of relief
Yes.
for you guys, and allows you guys to focus more on getting the car down the racetrack and being the best that you guys can be from qualifying session to race day. So thank you so much. And
Thank you
just
for having us. Scan that
yes,
QR code because that's helping
yes,
us out too.
we will keep this QR code up for the rest of the month through Indy. It will be
That's
up during the show, and we will have the ticker at the bottom to remind you of what the code is for all of our shows going forward through Indy. The more I can help, the better it is for your sponsors. So we will definitely do that.
Awesome.
And
That's awesome.
again, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, I'm always, even though I'm media, I'm always rooting for you guys for sure.
Yeah, you're
Thank
not
you.
allowed to be biased.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you
You
for
guys have
having
a
us.
good one. We'll have
Thank
you
you.
again soon.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Man, that was fun. That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Yeah, that's a highlight show for 2026 for me. And I hope you guys learned something. That's what I like to do here too, is learn something. And I think we all learned a lot that we maybe not have known when it comes down to nitro racing. I try to always learn. That's been my biggest thing since about, I guess, about 3 years ago. I really was focused on asking questions, going into people's pits, and learning how and what these cars are doing. And when I'm able to look at a run, I can ask questions about it, so I can be more, accurate when I talk to you guys and not look like an idiot. But yeah, it's going to be fun. To answer, I don't know if Dave W answered your question, Blake, but TJ Zizzo is on the list. Trip Tatum is also on the list as well. Another guy who came out for IHRA, but again, every time that car touches the drag strip, it's incredible. It really is incredible. They're another team that doesn't race a lot either, and really comes out and looks like a team that's been out there for an entire season. It really is amazing what they do. Dan Mercier is going to be on that list. Yeah, that's about it right now. That's about it for the cars right now, of names that we don't get to see very much. I thought it was very interesting. Competition Plus put out an article about Sean Reed going back to part time. I have not spoken to Ryan Elliott yet, so I don't know where that leaves everyone. But it's interesting, and I understand building a new business. Obviously, building a new business and getting that off the ground and getting it moving is so important. Being that his trucking funds the Top Fuel car. If you have two successful businesses, probably can do this a little bit more. And sometimes you got to step away to handle business and get those things off the ground and get them moving, so that you can do that long term. So they really are. They really are. And Quick Draw, ladies and gentlemen, is one of our cool Falcon cars that are out there. I mean, the paint job is just absolutely insane. You need to go to a Sega event. They were not able to be at Rockingham. I think they're going to be in Farmington. And I'm not sure about the rest of the season from there. But it was sure nice to see them back in Knoxville. We missed them greatly out there, and look forward to having them back at the track real soon. But man, what a race this weekend for Sega as well. Like I said, man, we were very fortunate to get in. Sometimes you start getting in these patterns of rain at your events, it starts to become a thing. I thought we were pretty much clear when I left here Friday morning. it was only like a 7% chance of a shower, and that shower wasn't even supposed to be until 11 o'clock at night. And then I get to the track there on Saturday, and I'm, scooting through the pits on my scooter, and stop to talk to Barry Adler, and he's like, "Yeah, it's a 60% chance of rain, 70% chance of rain." I'm like, "Huh? When was that? When did that happen?" We had a little bit of rain at 5, and it stunk because it wasn't even enough rain, guys, to like affect the drag strip. They had someone out there dragging the track, and you know how sometimes when they're dragging, and if it's raining hard enough, you're kind of smearing water. And there was like, it was so warm that the rain was just evaporating off of the pavement. It really wasn't affecting anything. Um, Planning Farmington, I will be missing Farmington. I have medical procedure to do, but I will be at Gulfport and Shadyside. Looking forward to seeing you guys at Gulfport and Shadyside. It's not the same without you guys out there. It really isn't. But yeah, it was a nuisance. It was a nuisance rain, and it really didn't affect the racetrack. Once it stopped, we were able to go racing very quickly. Um, and it seemed like every hour I looked at my phone, every hour it was supposed to rain, and then it would move back an hour. And so we were able to get through all of it. Finals were a little testy because I'm just like, we were waiting on, I think it was Kenneth Phillips to come up to the line. They called him like 3 or 4 times. I'd like to know what he was dealing with. I don't know if he had an issue or what, but it took him a long time to get to the lanes. And I'm on my cell phone, like, I'm sure Lee was like, "Dude, be quiet." But I'm like, "Man, we gotta get this thing rolling. We're not gonna miss. We're gonna miss this window. It's not gonna move again." Um, and like I said, once those last 2 A-gas cars went down, and they got down to the end of the track to come up the return road, I had just gotten, because it was sprinkling a little bit as I was packing up. And then it was like, once I got the last thing in, it was 2 flashes of lightning. And when I shut the truck door, it poured. And I mean, poured is an understatement. When I got back to the tower, I didn't even get out of the truck, and Adam's standing in 4 inches of water, trying not to get rained on, but his feet are getting wet. But man, that facility is absolutely just phenomenal. Those of you who are going to go there for the national event, you will not be disappointed. I mean, what they did with the concrete stands and resurrecting those things, they look immaculate. The track surface is amazing. They will be putting down new asphalt on the back half from the concrete on back. I heard they were going to be doing that. It's really cool because it's almost like you got 2 tracks in one. I don't know. I think I put up some pictures on TikTok, but as you look on the back half of the track, you'll see stands at the far end, and they do all of the no prep racing back there. Because, if you do no prep racing on your racing surface, you got to strip the track down. That's just too much work. Way too much work. So they do that all in the back half of. This is a good question, Memphis Lonnie. I'm really not sure where this leaves her. I thought she was supposed to do a few more races too, but at least 1 or 2 more. But I don't know. There hasn't been much surrounding that, so I'm not really sure where that leaves her. And again, still kind of, it's strange to me that person does an excellent job with social media, and always out there, putting herself out there, making sure she stays seen, and you don't have a ride. It's just, I don't know, man. Racing be weird like that. Yeah. Rockingham might not survive that national. That's how awesome that race is going to be. Man, I'm going to tell you, they have the concessions. They have a bar at the concessions. They have brand new bathrooms on the facility. They have places that are showers. They have tons of camping. and hookups for camping. Man, it's amazing. It's amazing. There is a room, there's a suite, and I sent it to Dave W. There's a suite atop the tower, and it is all decked out. And like you, when you go to a cabin, that kind of wood that you have for cabins, it is all decked out in that type of wood, um, and they have retro a Winston mirror on the wall on one side, and it's the other one I think says NHRA drag racing on the other one. It is like stepping back in time. That Winston mirror is absolutely just it is a classic. It is a classic. Very nice facility. It has a bar in there. You have seating up front at the window. There's like tables in there as well that you can sit at. Very nice area atop the tower there. But they put a lot of work into the place. They're getting the internet done, AT&T fiber throughout. There's a few other things they've got to do. Prepare, of course. If you guys watch the Sega race, they have to move the scoreboards like South Georgia did. They got to move the scoreboards back away from the facility. I was a little bit concerned if some of you guys have been there or you have seen the track before. You know those concrete stands, they have that fence that's right there. I was wondering if they're going to allow people to sit like right on the bottom seats of that concrete area. Now there's a walkway that is a pretty decent size from the fence to the seat, but still, man, like those nitro cars are right there. Like you're gonna feel the heat. You're literally gonna feel the heat off of those flames as they go by. So I'm interested in how if they do let people sit down that far. I'm sure they won't allow anybody to stand along the fence, but it'll be interesting to see. I think it's going to be a great event, and they have a great ownership, great partnership with Richmond County. They promoted the Sega race well in advance. Um, you know, they really do promote that drag strip and everything that goes on there. And not too many places have that partnership with the county and what they do. So really cool stuff there. And again, great work by my teammates, the Sega Media. Hell of a job this weekend. We got complimented by Dan and the crew, the ownership there, Rockingham. And if you weren't on the Power Hour, you didn't watch that, they will be having us back next year. It's already signed in. It will be a double header like we have in Gulfport, a double header at Rockingham Dragway. And we're going to look and try to make it even better and bigger and better than it was this year. We had a car show that we, dash plaques were given out, and a great job and a great idea between Steven and Chris Barrett, Frankenstein Garage. Great job with coming up with that. And we had 15. We thought we'd be happy if we had 5, but we had 15 cars show up, and that was cool. And we hope to make it bigger. Maybe it'll take some of our ideas, and maybe we'll have some nostalgia, funny cars, or some fuel altereds to come out in between the downtime to kind of give people some entertainment as our guys and girls get their cars cooled down and make some changes if necessary before we come back up for the next rounds. And I'd be even cool with on a Friday night session in between, let some people bring in there, like your local track has their test and tune nights, or your Friday night lights where you come out and bring your grocery getter out there. You get your tech card, you come out there and let them make hot laps in between rounds. So I'm all for that too. Whatever is going to help make the track more money and get more people out to see a great show in Southeast Gases Association. So the dates I do not have at the moment. I do know that it is official that they do want us back, but not sure of the dates. But I'm sure we might have those dates before the next Sega Live, which will be next week, next Wednesday. So if I do find out something, I'll shoot you a message for sure. But I hope it's not. I don't think it'll be the same dates though. I don't think it'll be the same dates. I hope not. Well, I hope it's not on the Night Under Fire because I'm really going to try to do that next year for various reasons. They've been working on improvements the property all year. We really hate to miss it. Yeah, it's totally understandable. I totally get why you guys had to miss it. It was tough not having you guys there though. Says, but hey, remember the participation. Oh, yeah, I know, right? I know. If they dropped that, it would be nice. Yes, I will. It's nothing major. It's just routine. Something I have to have at 45, and every when you get to 45, that's when it was like 50. They moved it back, so I have to have a colonoscopy. They got moved to, so I won't be able to make Farmington. But it's just one of those things, man. It's nothing serious, just something I have to do. And with my dad passing away from cancer, that's something I take seriously. So yeah, so it's something I got to do. Great Lakes Dragway is kind of like that. Have a main drag with concessions, merchandise, and a bar. Real neat, small town feel. Yeah. This I did not realize how big Rockingham was as far as the track and just everything. It is a very, very nice facility, and it's cool to see it come back to its glory. So we'll see, man. Yeah, we will see. We will see how that goes next year. We really will. Hopefully, we can make more in coming years, but we'll see, man. We'll definitely see how it all pans out in the future. Said proud. Hey, yeah, I take it seriously, man. I really do. It's not nothing to play with for sure. You just never know what's brewing, and so yes, I had that scheduled about 3 months ago, or maybe 5 months ago. So I had it on the docket. It's coming. It's coming. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to thank our guest, the Joons, for coming on. Fantastic, absolutely fun to have them on, and yeah, I'm looking forward to Indy and seeing the progress that they have made, and for everybody else to see that progression as well. I really do believe that they are going to make the show this year.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching the show. We have some new people in the building as well that are watching, and I really appreciate you guys coming aboard. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. We're always having fun over here. So until next time, until next Tuesday, you guys be good, be safe out there. Have a great weekend. Until then, later.
Lights flicker, I'm feeling that tip-off fever. NBA dreams spin tight like a crossover sleeper. 4th inches in the cold, crowd breathing like smoke. NFL grit in my voice when the pressure gets woke. Engine scream through the night. That F1 razor lines cut clean, turn sharp like a hometown savior. NASCAR drift in my blood when the pace get wild. I talk speed like a veteran, move calm like a smile. Legends born out of sweat, out of heartbreaks echo. I break plays down smooth. Call the game like a mic show. Every lane that we touch, every story we show. This is where the truth runs. The Not Bland Show. Fast lanes, fast breaks, whole crowd froze. Big drives, deep shots, watch a moment explode. Every angle hit heavy with a champion. Step into the kingdom, the not playing show. Fast race, whole crowd froze. Big drives, deep shots, watch the moment explode. Every angle hit heavy with a champion's glow. Step into the kingdom, the not playing show.